Hi, and welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines, currently in Thailand. Today I thought I'd talk about Siquior Island. It's, for those that don't know, it's right off the coast of Dumaguete Boulevard. You can look right out there and see it. I'm not sure exactly how far it is. I'd like to say about 8 miles, 10 miles out. You can see it there. They have ferry service. The ferry terminal is right there on the boulevard. You just walk down to the end of the boulevard. The ticket counters or the ticket booths are on the street. You can buy a ticket, and it was rather cheap. I went there one time. It was about 5 years ago, I want to say. It was pre-COVID. It was before COVID, right before that November when COVID started. I was there at the Philippines for a month that time too. So yeah, I took a ferry. It was only cheap. It was only like $8, $6, or how many pesos? It was very cheap. But anyway, it was less than $10, I think. Me and my girlfriend went over and took the ferry, took the first class, the ocean jet, which was the fast one. It didn't take long. I forget how long too. It was less than an hour, 40 minutes or something, like 35, 40 minutes. And we got there, and it's a long dock that goes way out. Siquior Island is known for its white sand beaches. For like some tourists who want to go out there, it's because it's got the beautiful beaches. We didn't hit the beach much, although we did get a bungalow on the beach there. That's where we stayed the night. But yeah, anyway, we got to the island and walked in, and there's really not much to do. It's a really small town. There's a bunch of motorbike rentals right there at the dock. You can rent a motor scooter, and there's a bunch of trikes that'll try to get you to jump in their trike and take you somewhere wherever you're staying. We had gotten a room there on the beach. It was a bungalow type room. I don't know. The power went out when we were there. I remember that. The power was out, and they turned it off. The place had a generator. They started it up, but then again, they shut it down at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So we were without power all night. And that was normal there. They shut the town power off at night. I think they still do, probably. So yeah, be prepared for no power at certain times. But anyway, that's how it was. I'm sure the town has grown a bunch since then, maybe. I don't know, maybe not too. But yeah, it had a beautiful beach though. The place we were staying had just a porch that went right out onto the beach. It was just beautiful, white, sandy beach. There were guys spearfishing. I seen guys walking around with big spears and stuff up the beach. I wished I had a fishing rod or a net there. It looked real beautiful. I didn't go snorkeling. I wanted to go snorkeling. That might have been cool. There's probably some good corals around there. The place is also famous for those sea snakes. I don't know if you know what those are, but they're a pretty highly poisonous snake, and I guess there's a lot of them there in the water. So you have to be careful swimming there, they say they're not aggressive, but you just got to remember it. Maybe there's a lot of them. I don't know. They were saying that was an abundance there at that island. Anyway, we took a trike ride. We hired a trike for the afternoon to drive us around the island. He took us around the whole island. The island's small. I forget how many kilometers or whatever. But the guys didn't speak any English, so my girlfriend had to just talk to him, and she translated what she thought I needed to know as a need-to-know basis kind of thing. And he took us around. He took us and he told us right out, she was telling me that he just said that there was no rain there for 2 years. The last 2 years they had no rain. I thought, wow, really? Because it had been raining in Dumaguete. Just when I was there, the month, it rained a lot, actually, quite a bit. No rain. And I noticed all the banana trees where all the leaves were cut off because they were feeding their cattle the leaves. And people were plowing. I remember seeing them plow with a water buffalo. They were plowing like they do in the Philippines. They do it everywhere, but they were plowing their fields then in hopes of rain, I guess, because there had been no rain there for 2 years. So at some time, if the rain comes, I guess they're going to plant. There were some rice paddies. I seen some rice being grown, but it was mostly sugarcane, pineapple, and was going to be, I think. There really wasn't much growing there. Real thin soil. I remember seeing we drove by the cemeteries, and they were buried above ground in little concrete mausoleum kind of things. They were all just sitting up on the ground, so that was something kind of, some were kind of broken too, I noticed. I don't know if they've been maintained, but just like our graves in the US, some ain't maintained and stuff. But yeah, these were above ground graves, I guess, because it was rock right underneath, thin soil maybe. I don't know, I think that was the reason. Or maybe they just don't have a lot of space. That could be too. But anyway, yeah, we spent the night there. They shut the power off at like 6 o'clock in the evenings, or 6:30 in the evening, and we went the whole night without power, and it came on again at 8, I think, or 8 or 9 o'clock. That's one thing you got to remember in the Philippines. You're really, really going to have power outages, so you probably want to bring a battery pack, have one of those handheld battery packs. I never did get one, but yeah, that's what you really need in the Philippines with all the power outages. And also you need a surge protector for everything you're using, because the power surges, like you'll burn your freezers and stuff out there too with all the power outages. So that's one thing to be in mind in Siquior. So as far as Siquior, there's really not much stores. There's a wet market that I seen. In any place in the Philippines, the stores are just little sari stores that sell soap, and they'll sell cigarettes and things, small items, sardines and things in a can, some tunas, canned mackerel and things, soaps to do laundry, soaps, eggs maybe, tan hay, rum and beer. They'll sell beer, and so these stores ain't really much a foreigner is going to use much. You won't be able to really subsist off much in these stores in the Philippines. So you almost got to go to the main malls that are geared to foreigner groceries and stuff. Otherwise, you're going to have a tough time shopping for the things you're going to want to eat and stuff. Those little sari stores just don't have much for a foreigner. They really don't. I got what I could. I got eggs and stuff out of them if they had them. I would buy whatever I could from them, some sardines and things, sauces and stuff. But yeah, they really don't have much. And that's about as big of a store you're going to see in Siquior. But yeah, it's a beautiful place, and you could probably find a nice bungalow cheap on the beach. I bet you could really find a nice cheap place, because you could have then. I've heard that it was pretty cheap to live there, but could you live in an area where there's no rain for 2 years? And I'm sure they've gotten rain since then, and I don't know how it works, but yeah, that would be a tough thing. Here in Hue Hin, we haven't had any rain in over 2 months, so about 2.5 months now, going on 3 months, no rain. It never rained here, so it's just a desert environment kind of for parts of the year, and that's the cycle of the weather here. That's probably the cycle of the weather there too. So yeah, there's no real hospital or anything. You'd have to come to Dumaguete to get any healthcare treatment, probably to go to the store to get a lot of supplies and stuff. It's a small, kind of remote-ish place that you don't have a lot of amenities. There was a waterfall we went to. The guy brought us and stopped us along a trail that was on a steep hill, mountain that you go down, and it was a concrete steps with nothing to hang on to. It was very, very dangerous, real slippery, weird cobble rock, weird lengths and stuff between them, and you had to go down them to go to this waterfall. The waterfall wasn't that impressive. It was pretty, but it was just more of a trickle. There was hardly much water coming out of it, but there was people that could swim there in the creek a little bit. Yeah, so that was a tough, scary to go up and down that staircase. I'd never do it again. I don't think. It was really scary, but we made it back up. There's a bunch of vendors selling bottles of water and stuff halfway up. It's kind of a tough climb out of that, down in that gully. So anyway, that was about the highlights of the trip, and I think we got out of there the next day. I don't know, to live there, if you're a young guy and had had an online business or something, and you had money to finance you, that'd be a cool place to hang out for a few months. You might really like it there. There might be some pretty good diving and water activities and stuff there, and it is beautiful, just beautiful white sand beaches, and wasn't polluted at all. It didn't seem like the water was really clean. So small population probably. So yeah, you'd be living remote. In fact, that's the place you know, there's not much street lights or anything like that at night. There's really not much of a town. Everything's kind of scattered around. It was farmland mostly, is what it appeared to be. Farmers, just subsistence farmers. They all had a few cows, chickens, and goats, plowing up their, trying to grow some corn, probably, other things, bananas and stuff. So yeah.